been nearly 48 hours since that win over PSG on Wednesday night, and genuinely to this point I am still stunned that we actually walked out of that game of football with a win. Absolutely dominated throughout. PSG had 27 odd shots to our 2, only one on target, the one that Harvey Elliott buried through some fortune, squeezing past the hands of Donnarumma. And it was just a game of football. I cannot remember a time where we've been that dominated in a match of football, probably all season and in a long time in general. We should have been losing that comfortably 2 or 3-0 to PSG. They were very, very unfortunate. And like I say, there was huge performances in there. Alisson, the standout one, who we'll talk about in a bit. But there was also huge slices of luck for us. PSG wasteful with chances. The opportunities that Alisson saved, decisions going in our favour as well. We'll talk about the Konate incident. There was also an offside goal for Kvaratskhelia by the finest of margins, like the back of his foot. Again, offside is offside. It's not really one you argue with, but it was such fine margins. And it was just one of those nights where everything just seemed to go our way. And we got out with the most undeserved victory ever, but you take it. It's like it just happens sometimes, and we have to be so much better in the second. Obviously, kicking off with the Konate incident I mentioned, I think he's gotten very lucky. I've had a few times to kind of watch it over. At first, my initial reaction was definite free kick, at least a yellow. Is it Dogso, which is the key thing here for a red card? Denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. And as much as I really wish it wasn't, I think we've gotten away with one absolutely there. Konate has gone in fairly. I don't think any malicious intent behind it, but he's ended up going through the back of Barcola. If Barcola gets that to take that ball down, he's through on goal. Even with Konate competing with him, he's through, and he has the goal at his mercy. Obviously, Alisson in there, with the form Alisson was in that game, potentially saves it, but it's an obvious enough opportunity that's been denied by Konate mistiming his challenge, and unfortunately, with the way the rules work, should have been a red. Getting on to that Alisson performance that we alluded to already, absolutely incredible from him. Man of the match by far. Incredible, 9 saves from him, and he's put this up there himself as probably one of his best performances of his lifetime, let alone recent memory. But it really was incredible. The saves as well weren't just, ones you'd expect him to make. There were a few in there that were just ridiculous, where you were expecting PSG to hit the ball, crash the back of the net, and just be steamrolling over us as the game seemed to be flowing that way. But he really kept us in. And we would have been thanking him just for getting a draw at the end of it. To then scrape away with a 1-0 win was incredible. And big performance from him. I think Carragher made a comment as well about the memory of the Napoli game as well a few years ago. And that was immediately the one I thought of after this performance. He made a huge save on the final game of that group stage as we went on to win the Champions League. Funnily enough, had PSG in that group as well. Not saying we'll do it again this year, but if we go on to win, this game and this performance from Alisson is absolutely going to be one of the biggest moments in the Champions League season for us. The game was, of course, won by Harvey Elliott. Really well taken strike, and I think it's one of those things where obviously it's literally his first touch of the game. He's only been on a few minutes, so you can't really go too far glazing his entire performance because there wasn't really much of it to go off. But the composure to take that shot on, it wasn't even the best shot in the world. Donnarumma really should have kept that one out, but he had the confidence to place it almost in the corner. It gets to that bit of luck to see it bobbling, and it made it 3 straight goals in the Champions League for him, scoring in each of his last 3 Champions League appearances. So really good for him and for his confidence. Hopefully he can start to get some more minutes. He's really struggled to get into Arne Slot's side at the moment with Sobasai and probably the position he would want to do it, just playing so well. But this kind of thing will help give him that confidence, give that opportunity to maybe get a few more minutes here and there and really start to make more of an impact. But for him as well, it's brilliant to see him come on. He came on for Mohamed Salah, who was just really struggling and sluggish. And I can't lie, it's really weird, but that opportunity falls to Salah. He's probably not scoring it, and Harvey Elliott does. A really weird game. While we're giving credit to the Liverpool players, there's another one who needs it, and that is Darwin Núñez. Heavily criticised, of course, and fairly so. He has had a lot of very frustrating performances and very frustrating moments in just his Liverpool career in general, but this goes up there with one of the great performances from him. He's come on, he's really helped change the game, just having that energy that we really needed, getting into the face of the PSG players who were just pretty comfortable for most of the game. I think the incident early on to Núñez's cameo where he actually kind of crashes into Donnarumma trying to win a ball. Exactly what we need, just a bit of fight up there, a bit of pace, bit of physicality, just to really ruffle a few feathers of the defence of PSG and start getting them uncomfortable, get asserting ourselves onto the game. And he then does really well with a long ball from Alisson to take it down, keep the ball alive, and then places the pass for Elliott perfectly to get us 1-0 up. And he could have had an opportunity of his own as well. Got a really good run, clear on goal. Salah, you would have expected to pick the pass. Like I say, just having a really off day, didn't find him, and he was really good. It was a really good stint from him. Hopefully does him some confidence. And finally, really impressive stat after the game, but we've now beaten the champions of Germany, the champions of Spain, the champions of England twice, and the champions of France from last season, all in those 5 fixtures, keeping clean sheets. Really, really incredible. The next one would be what? Champions of Italy, Inter Milan. I think the earliest we can face in the Champions League would be the final, so maybe won't happen for us. But that is mightily impressive. Okay, we got very lucky with the latest one, but the rest, very, very impressive.